Hi guys, welcome to COSC100 Tutorial 8 exercise number 3. In this exercise you'll be working with the equipment sales table again and to demonstrate to yourself how indexes improve the efficiency of data retrieval. So I'm going to start off by getting you to execute a couple of queries. So we've got a query here, a select query that selects the count of records from the equipment sales table where the retailer is Australia. So it's a reasonably complicated query because it's going to have to count all the records and perform a whole number of operations. So if we grab that query and drop it into our query tool over here, we can execute that one. And we can see down the bottom here that it took approximately 66 milliseconds to run. So I might run that again. So it's consistently, it's somewhere between sort of 55 to 80 milliseconds there when I repeatedly run that query. So if we jump back in and we grab our grab our second query, which is an insertion query, might need to modify this quickly. So you can see that I've inserted that, and the little table down the bottom here, you can see here in the message tab here as well, it took about 145 milliseconds to insert that record. So we've got somewhere between sort of 60 and 80 milliseconds for our selection query, and 145 milliseconds for our insert query. So now we're going to go and create an index on the retailer country field. So to do that, all we do is use the create index operation on our equipment sales table, and we want to create that on the retailer country field. So this will create an index on this field. Oops, misspelled that, sorry about that guys. So if we jump on in, drop that in, you can see that actually takes a little bit of time to execute. It took about 1.3 seconds or 1339 milliseconds there to create that index. So it wasn't a trivial operation to create that. So now when we go and run our query again, so we rerun our selection query, so it's exactly the same as before, it's now gone down to taking somewhere between sort of 17 to 32 milliseconds to run that query. So straight away we've basically halved the execution time of our selection query. Our insert query, we'll go and run an insert query on this one. So here we're going to insert another record of data into the table. You can see to do that it's taken about 32 milliseconds. So, oops, wait a sec, we've got an issue here. Let me go and just update our primary key. So you can see it's done that, successfully inserted that row in about 17 milliseconds there. So we've improved the efficiency of those items. Have to be very careful with insert statements, because if you have too many indexes, it can actually decrease the efficiency of the insert process, because the index needs to be updated. But in this situation, everything has been created correctly. So thanks for listening, guys. That's all I've got for exercise number 3.